France, 1864. As he was going through the records of the Spanish conquest of Central America, French priest Charles Brasseur discovered a copy of a Maya codex in the Royal Library of Madrid. The codex depicted drawings and records of a giant continent that had been submerged by catastrophic volcanic eruptions. Brasseur named the continent Mu, using the letters M and U, which are similar in shape to the Mayan hieroglyphics in the codex. He called the book the Toronto Codex, now known as the Madrid Codex. A few years later, in 1868, British Reserve Colonel James Churchwood happened to hear about the Toronto Codex and became very interested in it. Following his full-scale research, he learned that legends and records of a lost continent existed in India as well. He went all the way to India and began pursuing the vaguely mentioned clues in the records. After rigorous searching, he was able to obtain 2 clay tablets called Nakal from Hindu monks. The tablets were covered in never-before-seen ancient hieroglyphs and symbols. With the help of an Indian priest, Churchwood was able to interpret many parts of the tablets. To his surprise, the tablets contained exactly what he was looking for: the legend of the Mu continent. This led to him finding more and more records. Churchwood discovered records pertaining to the continent in a Tibetan astrology book written 1400 years ago, and in Ramayana, one of the 2 epic poems of ancient India. According to the records, Mu existed in the Pacific Ocean until approximately 15,000 years ago. It was a prosperous continent, influencing neighboring countries with mighty military strength and strong navigational skills. It was called the Empire of the Sun, a powerful country where the people lived in luxury. Shockingly, the records stated that its size was half the size of the Pacific Ocean. With an 8,000-kilometer width and a 5,000-kilometer length, it was 4 times the size of current-day China. It is said that what we know today as Easter Island and the Hawaiian Islands were once part of the eastern and northern ends of Mu, respectively. Additionally, other islands in the Pacific Ocean, Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia, were also thought to be remnants of the continent. Churchwood stated that one of the reasons he believed so was because these islanders have similar cultures and habits despite being so far apart. He used a specific geological rock layer in the Pacific Ocean as an example of why the once prosperous giant continent vanished. According to his claims, the Pacific Ocean's volcanic belts are connected by a spiderweb-like layer of gas. Since gas has an explosive nature, honeycomb-like holes are drilled into the granite that forms the Earth's crust. When these holes collapse or merge, it forms a large gas chasm. This way, when a huge chasm is formed on the ocean floor, the layer supporting the Earth's crust becomes heavily loaded. If one of the chasms collapses, it triggers a chain reaction, causing the rest of them to collapse and ultimately sink altogether. It is said that this occurrence is a natural disaster that differs from an earthquake, considering its capability to cause a megaton explosion and a tsunami at the same time. Some of the smaller islands, such as Easter Island, remain as the remnants of Mu, while the survivors may have been scattered across countries such as China, Mongolia, and Russia. In 1926, Churchwood published his findings in a book based on his research, titled The Lost Continent of Mu. The book caused a great uproar amongst the public. However, scholars were indifferent about it. They criticized the book, saying that there was not enough proven data to support Churchwood's hypothesis, and that Mu was a mere figment of his imagination, not lost history. Mu was slowly lost to time, and it became an old legend considered a page of lost history, only spoken of amongst conspiracy theorists and occult believers. Much later, in 1986, a letter was sent to a Japanese TV station headquarters. The sender was a former scuba diving instructor, Kiichiro Arataki. In the letter, he reported his discovery of a structure that appeared to be the traces of an ancient ruin near Yanaguni Island in Okinawa. He also included photos which showed structures and stone statues that looked like stone steps. At first glance, they looked extremely artificial. There was even a turtle-shaped rock among them. Since ancient times, turtles have been portrayed as very intelligent, divine animals of the East. To verify Arataki's claims, the TV station dispatched an exploration team consisting of dozens of people, including marine geologist Dr. Masaki Kimura and ancient civilization researchers Robert Schock and John Anthony West. The team discovered a huge terrain that appeared to be an ancient historical site near the southern part of Yanaguni Island. The site was approximately 200 meters, 656 feet in width, 150 meters, 492 feet in length, and 30 meters, 98 feet in height. Dr. Kimura suggested that it could be a piece of land from the distant past, one that sunk due to strong external pressure. The structure was made of giant rocks layered like stairs, and a large round stone that looked like an altar sat in the center. Some Japanese shrines still have prayer stones placed in the center as part of traditional customs. The existence of a long passageway that appeared to be an aqueduct, as well as a stone statue shaped like a human's face, has been confirmed. These findings supported the claim that the Yanaguni Monument is indeed a part of the ancient ruins of Mu. The Yanaguni Monument is primarily of natural origin. That is, its overall structure is the result of natural geological and geomorphological processes. Not everyone agreed on the Yanaguni monument being the traces of an ancient civilization. As a member of the team who performed research on the monument, Schuck denied any connection to the ancient ruins, saying that the monument is a natural terrace-like structure that had been eroded by powerful waves. Thanks to the differences in opinion, the team never came to a conclusion on whether the monument is part of the ancient ruins or not. 1998. A stone tablet was discovered on the ocean floor near Yanaguni Island. There was a cross engraved on it, as well as 2 holes that seemed to have been drilled by a human. Following this discovery, more stone tablets adorned with patterns that appeared to be ancient hieroglyphs were discovered as well. The patterns on the stone tablets were surprisingly very similar in shape to the ancient letters presumed to have been used in the Mu continent. Thanks to these discoveries, scholars who supported the theory of Mu's existence suggested that Yanaguni Island was a part of the western end of the continent. This opinion was strongly refuted by many other scholars. However, no one has been able to explain the existence of the tablets found near Yanaguni Island, nor find out what they mean. Legends and stories about Mu actually exist all over the world. The entire continent was shaking, just like ocean waves surging and entangling. Like a leaf in a typhoon, the ground was shaken, overturning temples and palaces. The fragmented continent sank into a giant abyss. Tidal waves surged, creating walls of water and wrapping the ground all around. The enormous motherland has collapsed. This is built in commemoration of the occurrence. Mu, the continent that is said to have previously existed in the center of the Pacific Ocean. Now, the question is, did this giant continent really exist? Was it really the root of the super ancient civilization discovered all over the world? This has been Strange Night.